Good afternoon, everyone. Starting off the noon with a live lookout over the Loveland ski area where some folks are getting an early start to the weekend. Good on you. That's awesome. Enjoy it while the weather is calm right now. I've got Keely here with me right now, and we've been talking about this storm moving in this weekend, but it's a tricky one a little bit.
It is a trick. We do know that it's moisture packed. A lot of moisture associated with this storm. It's coming from the Pacific, so it's already full of moisture. It's pulling in moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, so we are going to get a lot of precipitation. Of course, the question is what form. Obviously, snow up in the high country where the temperatures are colder. Down here at the lower elevations where we have warmer temperatures, we'll see a rain-snow mix. Certainly all rain, it's looking like, across the eastern plains, the far eastern plains. But here in the metro area, it does look like we're going to get a rain-snow mix starting tonight, starting with rain, transitioning to snow overnight. Then actually tomorrow morning going back to a little bit of rain, and then we're going to see snow possibly mixed with rain throughout the day tomorrow. Heavy mountain snow through tomorrow. But again, high uncertainty with this storm, very unusual. The models are changing by the hour. That's what's really interesting with this storm system, probably because, again, it's pulling in that moisture from the Gulf. Changes things up. 51 out there right now. We are in store for a pleasant day, although more clouds. Here's a look at our HD Doppler radar, and you can see the storm system right over, making its way towards the Four Corners right now. You can see over there in the southeast corner of the state how it's pulling, rotating that moisture from the Gulf into our area, again, in the form of rain right now across the eastern plains, although we are seeing some thunderstorm activity actually down there in the southeast as well. Of course, snow up there in the high country. So we do have some winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories posted for the Front Range foothills, the warnings obviously for the higher elevations, even a winter storm watch for the Palmer Divide. We'll talk more about that, break down all that information coming up in your full forecast in just a bit.
All right, we are paying very close attention. Well, the mountains are getting ready for that storm that Keely was just talking about. It could mean some road closures. Silverthorn is trying to figure out how to handle all of the traffic when roads close and then that traffic is diverted into the town. If you look back at MLK weekend, that was a whole new experience for them. Traffic backed up through the town stretching north of Silverthorn, and a usual 10-minute drive through town ended up taking 3 hours. So now town hall leaders are trying to come up with a solution. Silverthorn now has an ATV and snowmobile that can help get around congestion, but the town definitely wants more solutions for during an emergency.
Emergency situations, speed is critical, and so how do we keep our roads open enough that they can have that speed to get to those incidents? And it may take some kind of metering like you would see on I-70 or on an on-ramp where people coming into the community are metered so that we can stay safe.
They're also hoping to use technology to improve the situation, possibly warning people on their phones about road closures and how long their drive might take. They're going to be meeting with CDOT next week to go over what options they have. New this noon, it's a disturbing murder case out of Pennsylvania this week that involves a man with ties to Colorado. 32-year-old Justin Mohn is accused of killing and then beheading his dad inside their home on Tuesday. The Bucks County DA says he posted a video on YouTube displaying his dad's head and then calling for violence. That video has since been taken down. Before Mohn moved back east to live with his parents, the DA says that he called Colorado home.
The defendant is a graduate from Neshaminy High School and Penn State main campus. He previously worked and lived in Colorado, working for a contractor for Microsoft Corp.
Our sister station, KRDO, is also reporting that he used to live in Colorado Springs. We will have more details on this coming up at 9 o'clock, at night news at 4 o'clock. For 6 weeks, the driver who plowed into a group of cyclists on Lookout Mountain has eluded police. Now we're hearing from one of the victims as police are still asking for any tips from the community. David Keating was one of those cyclists. He broke his leg, fractured his neck, and suffered a severe traumatic brain injury. His wife, Karina, is by his side at the hospital while he recovers. She says that David is a stickler for cycling safety, and she wishes everyone else on the road would be too.
Colorado is known for its recreation, and so the answer isn't for people to recreate less. Like the answer is for everybody, people who are cycling and hiking or doing whatever for recreation, and people that are in cars, to work together to create a safe environment so that things like this don't happen.
Colorado State Patrol are now looking for 2 drivers, both in Mustangs, and both accused of aggressive driving. Only one, though, crashed into a cyclist. We have those vehicle descriptions and a case number on our website at 9news.com. New data shows the number of road deaths have reached a record high now. Last year, 67% of pedestrian deaths happened when it was dark out. CDOT says poor lighting or no lighting at all is a factor. In 2021, between cyclists and pedestrians, there were more than 100 fatalities. There were 130 in 2022. Last year's data isn't out yet, but so far it looks like it's around 150 fatalities. Road safety experts are pointing to several factors behind this trend. That includes reckless driving, more cars on the road, and a decades-old roadway design in urban areas. The hotspots for the most crashes are Denver, Aurora, and Colorado Springs.
Most impactful solution is our built environment, our built infrastructure, our roads, sidewalks, bike paths. The infrastructure that we have today prioritizes moving as many vehicles as quickly as possible at the expense of safety, and especially the safety of people outside of vehicles.
CDOT says that they are using this new data to focus more on pedestrian and cyclist safety. They are also asking drivers to slow down when it's in a poorly lit area. There is a proposed bill that is looking to protect people who are battling deadly diseases, but if they are going about it the right way is up for debate.